Oh my goodness. I cannot believe I'm reading this. This seems to be a trend right now only because of how expensive it is to actually hold down a home. And I want to squash this debate once and for all. So, guys, the title on this is Can We Stop Pretending That Renting is Dumb? And we're going to get into it. All right, here is the post. Renting is dumb. Short answer. Okay. When you guys make these type of comparisons or you're listening to other financial gurus or financial advisors and everything that they make this failed attempt of comparing the two between renting and owning, they're not comparing apples to apples. It's always apples to oranges. They're saying that if you're going to be renting, right? If you just take the leftover discretionary income and invest it into the S&P 500 and everything based on the last 5 years returns, you're better off doing that than actually owning a home. And I'm like, that's not a fair comparison. But let's just see what this guy has to say, okay? The summary of what he's saying is that rent provides flexibility. All the repairs and everything falls onto the actual landlord who has to take care of the property. So all the repairs and everything, you're just paying an inclusive rent amount, and the rest, whatever you have saved after paying the rent and all your expenses, you can do whatever you want. And I'm like, if we're going to be comparing someone that's renting and is investing all their discretionary income into the stock market or into broad ETFs type of investments, then you got to compare someone that's comparable when they look at their home as an investment, which is so someone that's going to be buying into the S&P 500 ETF, whether it be VOO, VXQT, or there's so many of them, okay? Then the fair comparison that's equivalent to someone that's trying to build a real estate portfolio, but it's not as sophisticated, is them buying a home and house hacking. That's the fair comparison. If you're going to compare someone that's going to be renting and they have $2,000 to invest into the equity market and all that stuff, and they do that every single month, and they average about 7% return, we should be seeing the comparison of someone that is buying a duplex or triplex or even a single family home, just renting out a couple of rooms and everything, that is generating a rental income. That's the fair comparison. None of this garbage where it's, oh, you know what? You have a somewhat sophisticated renter who is investing money into the S&P 500 or into a stock portfolio versus someone who thinks that their home is an investment and they're just buying it to live in it. That's not the fair comparison, guys. The fair part is trying to compare someone that's house hacking to someone that is renting, that's building a stock portfolio, and see how they fare. And I'm guaranteeing you, the guy that is going to be house hacking is going to come out ahead because the house hacking can either zero out or, if not, profit by a couple $100 a month on all their living expenses. But the person that's renting will have to always factor in that rental amount, meaning they always have to work. That's full-time salary job has to keep coming in versus someone who's house hacking where their every single dollar that they make from their full-time gig can be put towards paying down the mortgage, building a stock portfolio. Up here in Canada, it's called the Smith maneuver. So they can literally be paying down their mortgage, but then their line of credit goes up in terms of the credit limit. And they take that difference and they invest it into a pretty safe government bond or a dividend paying stock and everything. As long as that return or whatever it yields is higher than your interest rate that's on the line of credit, you can write off the entire interest portion of the line of credit against your gains in your stock portfolio. That's what is considered the Smith maneuver. Now, there's more little nuances to that. Everyone's situation is going to be different. Everyone's going to comment something about, oh, you got the Smith maneuver definition all wrong. I don't care. The whole strategy is they take the line of credit and they invest into a safe asset that's generating something, whether it be dividends or government bond. And people had the opportunity about 2 years ago when rates were really high. You could get government bonds paying 9% coupon rates. But anyways, that is the fair comparison. Now, what happens if you want to compare a guy that is renting and is day trading and it's very successful, right? That is no different than a person that's house hacking and is leveraging the equity, the debt equity that goes up every single year to expand their real estate portfolio. Who would do better? The guy that's day trading has a lot more risk, a lot of emotional risk, People can spend 6 months gaining and blow their entire account on one single session. Okay, I've seen it happen, and it's still happening today. Versus someone that's scaling up their real estate business in a boom market, a booming market. Rates are going to be cutting in September in the US. When the US starts cutting rates, the Bank of Canada is going to be given the green light to cut rates even further. And you want to be on the side of not investing at all before all this is going to happen, you guys are crazy. So if you are one of these people who think renting is the better choice and everything, versus someone that's house hacking, you guys are crazy. The advantage of house hacking on your first stay, or if you're trying to move out and you start house hacking from day one, you're going to be so much further ahead financially than someone that's renting and building a small stock portfolio. That's my tip. That's what I want to stand on. If you guys have anything else to say or any other tips and tricks or any other details that I'm missing, comment down below. But if you guys like what I have to say or what I'm sharing here and everything, then subscribe, hit the notification bell, and follow. And I'll see you guys on the other side.